ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। संसारदुःखजलदस्य पतितस्य कामः क्रोधादनक्रमक्रकमलीकृतस्य दुर्वासनस्य निगृतस्य निराशयस्य चैतन्यचन्द्रमम देहि पदावलम्बम्। राधाचिन्तनिवेशिनं यस्य कान्तिविलोकिता श्रीकृष्णचरणं वन्दे राधालिङ्गितं विग्रहम्। महाबोधे स्थिरे कनकरुचिरे नीलशिखरे वसनप्रसदान्त सहजबलभद्रेण बलिना सुभद्रा मध्यस्थ सकलसुरसेवावसरदो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयनपथगामी भवतु मे। श्री जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयनपथगामी भवतु मे। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। बोलो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम। One more time. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। I feel embarrassed when you sit here. I offered you chair, and you sitting in the middle of devotees, your granddaughters. It's so embarrassing for me seeing you sitting. It's your humility, but for me it's embarrassing. So you decide what is good, humility or embarrassment. I'm like your son. So senior devotee sitting, showing all of us we have to be humble. Tomorrow onwards, I'm going to sit on floor. Yes. So it's such a posture everyone can see me. Okay. Shri Raya Ramanand Samvad. प्रभु कहे आगे कहो आर। Mahaprabhu, he rejected means he said it's external, following one's own prescribed duties, not for the sake of serving Vishnu. And even though following those duties which are established by Lord is only partially pleasing to him, not fully pleasing to him. Mahaprabhu said this is external. Then Ramanand Rai said, another level, Krishna Karmarpane Sarva Sadhya Sar. To completely offer the results of one's activities to Krishna is the essence of all perfection. What does this mean? Now we're going to hear the commentary. What is Uttama Bhakti? The pure Bhakti. We are not here to follow, or we are not advised to follow any other Bhakti. And I mentioned yesterday about imposition, Arup Siddha Bhakti, imposing something, and associated Bhakti means Sangha Siddha Bhakti. The pure Bhakti, Uttama Bhakti, means Surup Siddha Bhakti, which means Shravanam, Kirtanam and Smaranam. All other activities are supportive to these three. Most important, these three. But we are not supposed to take always shelter of the supportive. We have to finally come to the topmost, which is called Uttama Bhakti. Now what is the nature of Uttama Bhakti? is that bhakti which sets the pleasure of Krishna as the goal, and in which the 9 processes of devotional service, those 9 limbs we heard yesterday, especially hearing and chanting, are executed. There are 9 limbs of bhakti, we heard yesterday. Amongst those 9 limbs, 5 are very important. Amongst the 5, 3 are most important. And what are those 3? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. Okay. Now, a sadhaka can think, I am on a practitioner stage. I have been told by my Gurudev and Shiksha Gurudevs, for Nityam Bhagavatam Sevaya, every day you should read or hear Srimad Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita. When we say Bhagavatam, that means all the Sattva scriptures. All other books are representing Srimad Bhagavatam. So a practitioner can think, I am hearing every day, I am chanting every day, and I am trying to remember every day, because I am on a sadhak stage. But moment I get perfection, then I don't need this. I am not perfection. I got perfection. I just go sleep now, because I attained what I wanted to attain. Whereas this is not the case. Yeah? In bhakti, even the sadhaka finally attains perfection. Listen this very carefully. The sadhaka even attains perfection and achieves service to Bhagavan. Not only perfection, but achieving service to Bhagavan in his internal pastimes, in his spiritual realm. The activities of hearing and chanting does not subside. Rather, they become even more supremely relishable and keenly desirable. So it's not that now I got perfection, Radha Krishna is sitting there. As Srila Bhakti Thakur is saying in the bhajan, I'm sitting and Lalita Sakhi came to me and said, hey Sakhi, why are you sitting here? The divine couple is there. Go and serve them. With the permission of Lalita Sakhi, I have been given the service of Shri Radha Govinda. And Bhakti Thakur said, and I'm going close to Shri Radha Krishna and massaging the lotus feet. This is called, he's showing as perfection, and not just perfection, but also the service of Lord in his eternal pastimes. So that means for me, in that state, don't need Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, because I achieve what I wanted to achieve. Whereas it is not like that. These 3, specifically Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, will go in that stage also. Forever. This is eternal. This is eternal. It is not like when we climb stairs, say from the first floor to the second floor. How we climb stairs? We go first step, then we go to the second and we renounce the first one. Then we go to the third and renounce the second one. Bhakti is not like this. This is the example Vishnu Shakur Thakur is giving in his commentary. Bhakti is not like this. In bhakti, all the steps goes along with the top step. There is no renunciation of any step. The Shraddha and Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Nishtha, they're going to get more and more condensed in each and every progressive stage. Until the stage of Prema, Shraddha and Bhajan Kriya. Bhajan Kriya means again hearing, chanting and remembering. That goes to the stage of Prema. What Radharani is doing? Keva Shunaile Shamana. Radharani always wants to hear about Krishna. Not only she is calling out Krishna or speaking Krishna, but she wants to hear about Krishna all the time. So Shravanam, Kirtanam and Smaranam is been done with all the Sakhas and all the Sakhis and even Radharani. She is always chanting Krishna. She's always remembering about Krishna. So imagine these three important limbs of bhakti goes from very beginning stage to the last stage. Understand? This is Uttama Bhakti. So Vishnu Chakra Thakur giving example, it is not that we have to renounce one step and go to the other step. It goes along with that Uttama Bhakti. Achha. This taste and desire are in both devotee and Bhagwan. Indeed, they both realize ecstasy. So not only the devotee realizing there's ecstasy by following these three, even Bhagwan relish complete ecstasy. Seeing the devotee and Bhagwan himself is performing Shravanam Kirtanam Smarana. Not as a sadhaka is doing, but out of love. What Krishna wants to hear? He always wants to hear Radharani, the glories of Radharani. What Krishna wants to hear the most? What Krishna wants to speak? Only the glories of Radharani. So Vishnu Chakra Thakur describes even at the battlefield of Mahabharata, where he is giving so many instructions to Arjuna, but the remembrance of Radharani is still there in his head. He can't forget Radharani even for a moment. And therefore, if we take the Rasik Tika, the Rasik commentaries of the verses of Bhagavad Gita, which he is speaking in front of the kings, but who is able to understand this? Expert divers in that ras, ocean of ras, like Vishnu Chakra Thakur, Srila Bhakti Thakur and Srila Gurudev. When Krishna is saying, Man mana bhav mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskaru. Absorb your mind in me, worship me, pay obeisances to me. So Chakra Thakur giving a similar shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto, where Krishna is saying, Ta man manaska mad prana mad arte tattva dehika. Gopis are one who always absorb their mind in me. So when he is saying man mana mad bhakto madhyaji man namaskuru, Gopi, Radharani. So the constant speaking, hearing and remembrance of Radharani is even unto Bhagwan. He likes to hear the glories of Shri Radharani. Okay. Here the term karma. So, if you understand what I am saying, the second point is offer your karmas to Lord. This is higher than following the duties of Varnashram Dharma. What is the meaning of karma? Here the term karma refers to the activities mentioned in Smriti and other scriptures. Smriti Shastras. Chaitanya Charitamrita describe Shruti Mata Prishta. Shrutis like Veda Stutis. In Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, Veda Stuti, they are known as Shrutis. Shruti Mata Prishta. Shrutis are like mothers. Smritis like sisters. And Puranas, they are brothers. This is a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Shruti Mata Prishta. Shrutis are mother, Smriti is sister, and Puranas are brother. And they all claim that Krishna is supreme and the worship of Krishna is supreme. So, in Smriti Shastras, karma refers to the activities mentioned in Smriti and other scriptures that are performed on the basis of natural inclination of the present body. Natural inclination, what we do, activities, is called karmas. The pursuance of Varnashram Dharma is called Sakam Karma. Are you getting what I am saying? What's Varnashram Dharma, Pavan? We are hearing from 3 days. What is Varnashram Dharma?
It's following the duties prescribed by in the 4 ashramas, namely Ramanand, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra.
These are 4 varnas. 4 ashrams means brahmachari, grasta, vanprasth and sannyas. So everyone understand varnashram here? Yes. Pursuance of varnashram dharma is sakam karma. Following the duties of varnashram dharma is sakam karma. Sakam karma means what? Sakam karma means performing acts according to scriptural injunctions, but for self motives, for our own material desires to get fulfilled. This is sakam karma. Following varnashram dharma is fulfilling one's material desires. And that's why Mahaprabhu rejected that idea, saying this is external. What Mahaprabhu has to say about this? So Mahaprabhu, we understand, following duties of varnashram dharma is for one's selfish interest, for material motivation, because it can give material benefits, or it can give some higher benefits, but nothing more than that. So we rejected your idea. But what if I'm offering my results, the fruits of my activities unto you? Aren't you satisfied with that? This is not bhakti? Then here Mahaprabhu is saying, if you follow varnashram dharma, that means you fulfilling your own material desires. That's why I've rejected this. But offering the fruits of your activities to Bhagwan is superior than this. Offer your activities to Bhagwan is superior than this. How? Next point. Whatever karma is performed for the pleasure of Shri Hari is called sacrifice, yajna. Any other activities is the cause of bondage in the world. So we are offering our results of our activities to Bhagwan. If it is done for the pleasure of Bhagwan, then this is called sacrifice. I am sacrificing. I done 4-hour work. Malika, she arranged this program, 4 hours, 5 hours, arranged everything nicely, and she offered everything to activity to Bhagwan. She offered everything for his pleasure. This is called sacrifice. She sacrificed her time, her energy and all. But any other activity which is not been included or offered to Bhagwan is the cause of bondage in this world again and again. That's why we are coming again and again and again. Because not all of our activities are offered to Bhagwan. Give you one simple example. We work, many people, many devotees, they work for a month, they get salary. What they do with their salary? This is the result of their karma, their activity. And if it is not been used in the service of the Lord, then it becomes the entanglement, the cause of bondage. But when this has been offered to Guru and Bhagwan Krishna, then this is called a level superior than following varnashram dharma, means I am offering the fruit of my activities to my Lord. One very high example, which is difficult to follow, one disciple of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, Grasta, I forgot his name, he was giving his monthly salary at the end of the month. When he received the cash, in those days there was not so many bank system, getting some cash. So he was offering everything to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Gurudev, this is the result of my entire month work and I am offering unto you. Whatever you feel comfortable, which is good for me to maintain me and my family, you can offer me back. But I have offered everything unto you. Understand? Grasta. And Srila Prabhupada used to address him as sannyasi. He is not Grasta, he is sannyasi. He is offering everything in my hands. And accordingly, I don't know how much percent, 50 or 60%, Srila Prabhupada used to give him back to maintain your family, and he's keeping rest for temple and for sevas. So offering one, just giving one example, this is called how we offer our energies and our activities. This is called sacrifice, because this is for the pleasure of Shri Hari. And other than this, all other activities are cause of bondage in this world. If we believe, if we don't believe, this is Shastras. Anyone can say, I can say, well, I don't believe this. But I'm no one to claim this is, I don't believe this. This is in the scriptures. Evidence, Bhagavad Gita 2.51. Karma jam buddhi yukta hi. Okay, I'll give the translation. Sages who perform buddhi yoga, means devotional service, endowed with knowledge of Krishna, renounce the fruits of action in the material world. Then they become liberated from the cycle of birth and death and attain the state beyond all miseries. They offer everything. Everything means they renounce the fruit of the action. I am doing action, I am not asking any fruit in return. Whereas what I am doing, I am offering that fruit of my action to Krishna. But if I start enjoying the fruit of my action, then what's going to happen? Bondage. But if I'm offering the fruit of my action to Bhagavan, to Krishna, then is sacrifice liberated. Performing karma while free from attachment completely eradicates the fear of all bondage. Srimad Bhagavad Gita discussed this topic in section of Karma Yoga. Krishna is teaching Karma Yoga, and this is what he is teaching. How with that yoga means connection with your actions, how you can get connection with me. By performing your actions, how you can get connected to me. This is why Krishna is speaking Karma Yoga, 6th chapter Karma Yoga. Imagine. So what is his purpose? Not promoting or preaching one should perform karma, but perform actions. Karma means actions by which you can get connected with me. This is called Karma Yoga. And the devotional process of hearing about the Lord, glorifying Him, remembering Him, serving His lotus feet, worshipping Him, offering obeisances to Him, surrendering everything to Him, and befriending Him, all rest on service to Him. Understand? Understand what I am saying? If these activities are not for service to Krishna, then the action of these activities, the fruit of these activities will take us in other direction. And then what will happen? We'll become famous. I kept the fruit of actions within my pocket. Of course, I'm going to get result of this. I'll become a famous soccer player. I'll become a Bollywood, Hollywood or whatever, wood or plant star. Singer. 1,000 people in the stadium. But what will happen with that? 30,000 people clapping for my singing. I kept the fruit of the karma in my pocket. And what will happen? I'm getting repaid with that adoration, with that popularity all over. Whereas what devotee section do is, they give that fruit of that action. Like George Harrison. Famous personality. Right? But he served Srila Prabhupada. I mean, Gopa Prabhu knows better than me. He offered his reputation, his popularity, and I think money also, yes? The Bhakti Manor in London, offered by George Harrison. And I also heard, they can correct me if I'm wrong, they are disciples of Srila Prabhupada, that once, because he was having long hairs, And once he asked Srila Prabhupada, all your disciples, they shave because you asked them to shave, become clean. So I'm also getting inspired to shave. And Srila Prabhupada said, no. Your hairs is serving Krishna. You understand? Don't lose your identity. I'm using this identity in the service of Lord. This is how pure devotees, they extract the best from you in the service of Krishna. So this is, in terms of singers, there are many stage singers, 1,000 people come there, but they are not serving Krishna. But George Harrison, yeah, this is her name, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he offered everything to Srila Prabhupada, chanting. And Srila Prabhupada used this. So this is called sacrificing your actions for the pleasure of Krishna. But how we can understand this? That's why we have to hand over ourselves to Shri Guru, who knows very well how to engage us in the service of Lord. So don't think Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, these three we can do independently without taking any shelter. Ashraya loya bhaje, tahe Krishna nahi tyaje, are sab mare akaran. What is the meaning?
If you're not taking shelter, then regardless what activities you're doing, you'll simply come and go in this life for no reason.
Ashraya loya bhaje, tate Krishna nahi tyaje. If anyone who has taken shelter, shelter of whom? The representative of Krishna, means Shri Guru. Tate Krishna nahi tyaje. Krishna can never reject that person. Never ever. Krishna cannot reject that person. And those who have not taken shelter are some maryakara. All their actions, everything just goes in vain and waste. No any benefit. Even to the point, the higher level of this, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, which is topmost, if it is done under the shelter by Shri Guru, then it heaps results. Otherwise, very ordinary results. Results are always there, benefits are always there, but not up to the higher standards. And that's why Prahlad Maharaj said in the last line, Bhakti cha navalakshana. What is that? Iti pumsam arpita Vishnu bhakti cha navalakshana. Iti pumsam arpita Vishnu. First, you have to surrender to Vishnu, means Krishna, and then performing 9 limbs of bhakti. Not that first I am going to perform 9 limbs of bhakti and then I will get surrendered to Krishna. It's the other way around. First offer yourself to Krishna and then performing 9 limbs of bhakti. How we have to digest this? Offering to Krishna means what? Offering to the representative of Krishna, who is giving us directions. Means by accepting him as my guardian, my spiritual master, and under his shelter, under his wings, then I'm performing this 9 limbs of bhakti that gives abundance of results and progression in bhakti. Am I right? Gopa Prabhu, am I right? Any if and words in that?
Totally right.
Yes. Now I have to ask my superiors. Because this is... Gurudev used to say this. Iti pumsam arpita Vishnu bhakti shan navlakshana. First offering and then performing 9 limbs of bhakti. Not first of performing 9 limbs of bhakti and then offering to Krishna. It's not like that. Okay? So, devotional process of hearing about Lord, glorifying Him. Hearing means hearing, glorifying means chanting, and serving, remembrance. All rest on the service to Him, only with the purpose of serving Him, not for any other purpose. Not for any other purpose. This verse describes Dasya Bhav, in which the devotee feels. Dasya Bhav means servitor. This verse, which we just read, describes the servitor mode in which the devotee feels, I am a servant of the Lord. When one becomes a servant, nothing remains his own. Not his body, his intelligence, his senses, his speech, his heart, his religion, his desire, his wealth, or his actions. If it's a little difficult to explain this here in this Western world, but in India, we have seen this from birth. When a servant joins service to employer, like household servants, they are 24/7 in the service. So they lose everything. Lose everything means they offer everything. I have seen. Like my parents, they used to have 2 servants all the time, living in the same house, and they were the one who were doing everything. We are so spoiled. We were so spoiled. The servants, they are the one bringing water for you. They making tea for you. They cooking everything, washing dishes, laundry, ironing, marketing, everything. So, it's not slavery. It's a servitor mood. Slavery is different because no one is forcing them. They volunteer, wants to serve, and in return they get a good amount of salary because they are poor people, and with that salary, that money, they're sending to their families. So they feel obliged that we are getting this. That was system 30 years back. I don't know what's happening nowadays. 30 years back. So they are round the clock at the service, and they were getting all kind of facilities. If they are sick, admitted to hospital, if they need clothing, whatever, all facilities were provided to them. But the point I want to make is, a servant of the Lord, when becomes a servant of the Lord, nothing remains his own. This body is not mine. Whose body is this? Huh? Krishna. And Krishna here means Shri Guru. Because we have no access with Krishna. First to offer the body to Guru. Srila Gurudev was being asked one question, I think in Europe or America, how you can explain and prove that your Guru Maharaj, means Shri Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, is bona fide spiritual master. This question was raised to Srila Gurudev. And Gurudev said, oh really? Answer for this is very difficult. I can very easily explain to you, but you can't conceive this. So to understand how my Guru Maharaj is bona fide spiritual master, you have to spend 60 years staying in the temple as a brahmachari, washing pots, cleaning, chanting 64 rounds, preaching, and nothing belongs to you, not your body, your mind, nothing belongs to you. And after 60 years, maybe you will come to know my spiritual master is bona fide Guru. Gurudev said, you speaking about my spiritual master, you don't know. It looks like he has a figure, he's a form. But his perception, his subtle vision, his bhajan and his services for his Guru Maharaj and the entire mission of Mahaprabhu, you can't even dive into this question. You have no qualification. Being an ordinary person with limited conception and perceptions of the world, and it's like a dwarf wants to catch the moon. Not possible. First get qualified and then you understand. So offering one's body to Shri Guru, then offering his intelligence, senses, speech, all these things we see in our Guru Vargas. When I say all, means all. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Body, intelligence, senses, speech, heart, religion, desire, wealth, actions. Actions. Tea or me? Yes? His question to his wife, you want tea or you want me? She said tea. Okay, renounce. Then catch hold of tea and I'm going. Every action. Srila Prabhupada, my Guru Maharaj, Bhakti Raksha Sridhar Goswami, all acharyas, this is seen. They are like 100%, 100% dedicated. Their body is not their body. Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhav Goswami Maharaj Ji, I was saying this in California. When his Guru Maharaj, means Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he left this world 1936, and after that, one day he was applying tilak, seeing his mirror, applying tilak, 12 tilaks on body, and tears came in his eyes. Tears came in his eyes, thinking that, oh, now I have so much time to put 12 tilaks, marks on my body. But when my Guru Maharaj was present on this planet, I wasn't even having that much time to put 12 tilaks on my body. And now I have so much time, enough time to put 12 tilaks on my body, but I'm longing for that period to come again, that time to come again, where I won't get enough time to put 12 tilaks on my body. So, I heard this from Srila Bharati Goswami Maharaj Ji, but if I'm thinking this, meditating on this, a personality like who was termed as volcanic energy, the title given to Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhav Goswami Maharaj, volcanic energy. How much his body, intelligence, speech, actions, wealth, everything dedicated to Srila Prabhupada, that it just takes 10 minutes to apply 12 tilaks on the body. Maximum 10 minutes or 5 to 6 minutes. Yes? So don't even he have 5-6 minutes to apply this? Was that service so intense then? Yes. Day and night. No rest. No rest. My Guru Maharaj, I have personally heard from him. When he approached Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, you have given me so much seva on publication, I am very happy. But your order to all of us to chant 64 rounds along with all our services, I am finding it a little difficult. Because monthly magazine, fortnightly magazine, yearly magazine, 6 monthly magazine, then there are books to translate, so much publication without computer, without printing press, and then 64 round chanting. Can you please allow me to chant less? This was his request to his Guru Maharaj. And Srila Prabhupada asked him, how many hours you sleep? And he said, sometime 5 hours, sometime 4 hours. His Guru Maharaj said, from tomorrow sleep 2 hours. But no compromise in chanting, less than chanting 64 rounds. And no compromise in seva. Sleep 2 hours only. So, this was not a joke. This is called surrendering body, intelligence, speech, every action to Krishna. Means for the pleasure of Krishna under guidance of Shri Guru. And as much as we are doing this, proportionately will develop love for Shri Guru, and that automatically, spontaneously is going to transfer with to Krishna. Yasya deve parabhakti, yatha deve tatha guru, tasya kathitam artham prakashante mahatmana. In that degree we worship, devoted or love for Krishna, proportionally get towards Shri Guru. Supposed to be with Shri Guru. Then all the internal meanings of the scriptures get reflected in the heart. So, when one becomes a servant, nothing remains his own. When one becomes servants, we are not servants yet. We are servants of our senses. We are servants of our mind. Our mind is taking us in different directions. But when one becomes servants of Krishna, of Lord, then not body, intelligence, senses, speech we have. We cannot even say, I am performing austerities. We cannot even say, I am performing bhakti. Because the consciousness that I am the doer also disappears at that level. I am performing Purshottam month, austerities. Is austerity to come every evening we're sacrificing some texting, sacrificing some Facebook posts, sacrificing some YouTube videos. But it's a sacrifice we're doing, coming every evening, spending 3 hours of hearing, chanting and remembering. Huh? But I'm performing this austerities, even this idea get disappeared. I'm performing bhakti, this idea also get disappeared. Because the consciousness, I'm the doer, also disappears. When one come to the level of, I'm the servant of the Lord. Oh, another very important point. Many Indians, they ask this question. When we feel that all of our desires have been fulfilled by worshipping Shri Vishnu, Vishnu here means Krishna also, we may conclude that Bhagwan is pleased with us. Yes, if I observe Purshottam month very nicely, with some desire, and at the end of the month, June 15th, my desire got fulfilled. Oh Lord, you got so pleased with me. That's why my desire got fulfilled. But really, this is not the case. But really, this is not the case. At least with worshipping Krishna, this is not the case. Yeah, worshipping Shiva, Ganesh, other demigods, this can be a case. With Krishna, this is not the case. This is other case. How we understand that after performing certain austerities and prayers, my desires not getting fulfilled, then we may think Krishna is not pleased to me. But actually that's the point when Krishna is pleased with us. Is not making my material desire fulfilled. That means he's showering and is very pleased. He's not allowing this to happen. Otherwise, more entanglement, more bondage. So he as a parent protecting me from taking knife in my hand and stabbing my own self. 2-year young girl taking knife from the kitchen from mother, big knife. What's she going to do? If she can stab herself, and mother is not giving. So if Krishna is fulfilled, it's not all the time this case. Don't take this literally as it is. Not all the time. But if we have a desire and we're performing Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, and if desire is getting fulfilled, don't think Krishna got pleased with this. And if it is not getting fulfilled, then Krishna is very pleased with this. Therefore, he always keeps his devotees akinchan nishkinchan. Akinchan nishkinchan means?
Any desires?
Without any desires. No. Another word for nishkinchan.
Possession
Nishkinchan.
without possession.
Without any possession. No, but this is also not correct. No, I'm so sorry. Even the great kings, they were akinchan and nishkinchan. They having all possessions. Akinchan, nishkinchan doesn't mean a person become poor or poverty stricken. Akinchan here means everything is there, but he's not attached or inclined to enjoy this. He's very akinchan. Gurudev was very akinchan. Oh, what are you saying? He was on planes all the time, traveling business class. He has so many temples all over. He has hundreds of disciples. He must be getting enough dollars. How it can be akinchan? Ambrish Maharaj akinchan or not? Pandavas akinchan or not? They have possessions, but akinchan here means not just a poor or no possessions. Akinchan here means Everything is there, but they have no any taste. Tab akinchana gocharam. Kunti Devi said this. Janm Ashra Shuta Shivi Eddemad Madhupuman. The four egos. The ego of taking birth in a high aristocratic family, high class Brahmin family, having aristocratic lifestyle, learning and beauty. If anyone have these four egos, it's so difficult to worship Krishna. Krishna can only be easily accessible to those who are akinchans. Tab akinchana gocharam. Only akinchans can do this. But there are many examples. Those who have these four, high class Brahmin birth, wealthy, all our Goswamis, most of our Goswamis, Narottam Thakur, Srila Bhakti Thakur, Rup Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, many examples. Our Guru Vargas, disciples of Srila Prabhupada, they were akinchans and nishkinchans. What I was saying? There was one point. I skipped that. Tab akinchana gocharam. Krishna gave easy access to them. Yudhishthira Maharaj asked for becoming the ruler of the whole planet Earth from Krishna, but is very akinchan. Prahlad Maharaj is the king of the demonic dynasty, but he is akinchan. I wanted to say one point, I forgot now. Anyway, so Mahaprabhu considered offering the fruits of one's action also to be an external conception. First, Mahaprabhu rejected following the duties of one and ashram, external. Now Mahaprabhu is saying, also considering offering your fruits of your action to be external conception, because this method of worship is not inherently pleasing to Bhagwan. Where is the service in here? There is no service mode. Yeah? This is not at all pleasing to Bhagwan. That's why this is also rejected. This clearly shows only those actions, those processes which are pleasing to Bhagwan is bhakti. So we're going to hear some days, some evening classes where Mahaprabhu is rejecting all these stages, and this is a great lesson to us. If we think what I'm doing according to this is like a mirror. I'm seeing myself. Am I offering my actions to Bhagwan? Yes, I'm doing. Oh yeah, I got the point. Dev Asur Manusheshu, Srimad Bhagavatam. Dev Asur Manusheshu, Je Bhajantin Suram Asuram, Pray Dhanino Bhoja, Natu Lakshmi Pate Hare. Parikshit Maharaj raised this question to Shukdev Goswami. Who spoke Srimad Bhagavatam? Who spoke Srimad Bhagavatam? Yes? Okay. Who heard Srimad Bhagavatam? Bharat Maharaj? Amrish Maharaj? Prahlad? Dhruva? Who? No tips. You sure? Okay, I'll give you options. So it's Amrish Maharaj, it's Yudhishthira Maharaj, it's Bharat Maharaj and Parikshit Maharaj. Which one is that? She knows, she's just testing me. She's just testing me. Parikshit Maharaj raised question. Very interesting question. Listen to this. Dev, Asur, Manusheshu. Demigods, demons and human beings. Je Bhajam Suram Asuram. Okay, the meaning is they worship Shiva, Mahadev, who lives with no possessions, but whoever worship him get all possessions and wealthy. If you want to have a good husband, handsome husband, worship Shiva. If you want to get beautiful wife, worship Shiva. If you want wealth, worship Shiva. He supplies all possessions and all desire got fulfilled, whereas he is Pakkad Baba. Pakkad Baba means no possession, even no house, no roof, no shelter. So one who looks like poor in possession, but he gives possessions to everyone. On the other side, Lord Narayan is endowed with all opulences, but one who worships him, he becomes poor. It's contrast there. You understand the question? Parikshit Maharaj raised this question. Lord Narayan and Lakshmi massaging his feet. Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, wealth, massaging the feet of Lord Narayan. And he has so much opulence. You know, his crown, if you go South India, you see this temple, Tirupati. You can get a glimpse of how Lord Narayan looked like. You see his crown is all diamond and pearls. The most expensive diamonds on his crown and his earrings. So that is considered to be as Vaikuntha. But in actual Vaikuntha, Lord has so much opulence there. But one who worships Narayan, he takes away all the possessions and make that person a kinchan, poor, no possessions. Understand? But one who worships Shiva, who has nothing, like no roof. Once upon a time, Parvati told wife, my husband, I'm your wife. I don't have any privacy here. We don't even have one room. We are under sky, on earth, on a mountain. There's no even a room. There's no privacy. And I'm your wife here in Grasa Ashram. I need a privacy. So what do you want? She said, at least some house, if not a palace. No, Parvati, I'm going to give you palace. And he has all Riddhi and Siddhi's perfection. They roll on the lotus feet of Mahadev. He said, okay, I gift you a big palace. So beautiful palace. Ravan, demon Ravan, he was performing austerities, pleasing Shiva. And Shiva's Ashutosh means very easily to please. Mahadev Shiva asked, Ravan, what you want? He said, this palace is very nice. Can you give me this palace? Shiva said, okay, take. He's that generous, he just gives everything, he don't keep anything. And Parvati said, again I have no shelter. What is this? Anyone ask you and you just give everything. So this was a question of Parikshit Maharaj. Why it is like this is opposite. One who is fully opulent, Narayan, his followers get poor, but one who look like poor, his followers get rich. Then Sri Shukdev Goswami gave answer. He said, we have to understand this from very subtle vision. Lord Narayan, we don't want his followers, his devotees, to get entangled in those wealth and possessions. So very first thing is what? He just grab that. He take all that. Doesn't mean they become like homeless. Like Golok is a devotee of Krishna. He's not homeless. He's so rich. Like 5-acre properties, not less. Drawing so much salary every month, 50, 60,000 every month. He's a rich guy. So doesn't mean become homeless, but sufficient enough to maintain family, to enjoy whatever. So in basics, not like billionaire and trillionaire, then there's so much problems there. So this is what Lord Narayan does. But Shiva, without any consideration, he fulfills the desires and everyone becomes wealthy and rich. And in this way what happens? Again, and again, they get entangled in that bondage. And no matter, even if we get the throne of Indra, we never get satisfied there also. In this 6 planetary system, 6 above earth and 7 below down, even if we get to become the ruler of the entire Brahmand, no satisfaction there. There is no satisfaction. Indra has no satisfaction. Other lokas have no satisfaction. So, whom we should supposed to worship them? Narayan or Shiva? Many may be thinking Shiva is better. At least I'll get one house. I was looking for a Mercedes. Take Mercedes, get more and more entangled. Then you have to pay every month. And if by chance an accident happens, you know how much repair cost? This is called entanglements. One by one. So a smart person means a devotee who is smart. Never accept those kind of opulences. Live very simple living, high thinking. Simple living, high thinking. Enough to maintain and sustain. Relaxed way of living. Relaxed way. So, coming to the point here. When we feel that all our desires have been fulfilled by worshipping Lord, we may conclude that Bhagavan is pleased with us, but really this is not the case at all. Therefore, Mahaprabhu considered offering the fruits of one's action to an external conception, because this method of worship is not inherently pleasing to Bhagavan. He is only superficially pleased with the devotee for the sake of the devotee's happiness. Such a wonderful point. Because if I show my upset mood, devotee will feel a little depressed. So Bhagavan says, yes, I'm happy with you. Because he just wants to make a devotee feel happy. And Shri Guru also does same. Many of you have interactions with Shri Gurudev, very close interactions. With Srila Prabhupada, Chandrika Mataji's senior devotees. So much interactions. And with subtle vision we can see sometimes Gurudev, to make us disciples, he says a few words to make us happy, whereas he is not fully happy. Yes, many examples are like that. Yes, very good. Oh, you did this translation, you did this book, very good. I'm very happy. But we know internally he is not very happy. He is happy to make us feel happy. So the interactions with Bhagavan can only be understood, or we can understand when there's interactions with Shri Guru. See him or interact with him to learn how the interactions takes place between a devotee and Bhagavan. And that's why Bhagavan, he descends as Acharya Mam Vijanya. I come as Acharya. Sakshad Haritena Samastha Shastra. He is very close to Krishna because he is propagating, he is preaching, practicing, inspiring others to also serve Krishna. So interactions begins from there. Sometimes he may say, yeah, you want this? Yes, I'm very happy. But constantly serving him and understanding his moods, we can very easily understand after some years of interaction, oh, I was foolish then. He wasn't happy then. He was just wanting to make me happy. But actually Gurudev had some other vision or some other desire for me. This conception of offerings one's action to Bhagavan has no connection whatsoever with Surup Siddha Bhakti. What is Surup Siddha Bhakti? Vaman, we heard yesterday. How to make this? Yes. No, just these three is enough. Important ones. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Sarup Siddha Bhakti, or actual Bhakti, or this is only Bhakti. Yeah? The conception, this conception has no connection whatsoever with Sarup Siddha Bhakti or the 9 limbs of devotional service performed to achieve one's perfect spiritual body. This is not enough. Some who follow Varnashram Dharma consider their austerities to be their own, some considered their mother to be their own, some their father, and some considered everything they have to be their personal property. For example, one story here. Once there was a Brahmin who sat beneath a tree performing austerities. Yes? Understand? A pigeon perching on the upper branches passed stool upon him, which broke the Brahmin's meditation. A pigeon, a bird was sitting, passed stool on his head, and Brahmin's austerity, he broke his meditation. He became so angry that by his glance, he burned the bird to ashes. He looked, what is this? By this, he believed that his austerities had achieved perfection. I was sitting under this tree, meditating on something, and I was doing these austerities. See, I look towards the bird, and bird turns to ashes. My austerities got perfection. This is a sample. So impressed was he that he became quite haughty and was not slightly considerate about pleasing Bhagwan. Then he just start boasting everywhere. See the power of my austerities? I can turn bird to ashes. So don't dare ever criticize me. You all understand? I can turn anyone to ashes. Is this his bhakti? Is Lord get pleased with this? Simple example has been given here like this. In this, there is no pleasing to the Lord. Bhagwan fulfills the desire of such a devotee, yet remains unattached to him. A sadhaka, who by the special grace of Shri Krishna performs Uttama Bhakti, superior Bhakti, or activities exclusively for the pleasure of Shri Krishna, desires nothing, nor is there anything more than Shri Krishna possesses that is worthy to be given to him. You don't need anything else. This is not our stage right now, but we want this stage. Understand? Some may can think, why am I hearing this? Because it's too far from me. But by listening to this, something very important happening. One is embarrassment, that I am not in this stage. Another point is that embarrassment is not to make depression, but that embarrassment is to encourage utsaha, encouragement, enthusiasm. Yes, I want this stage to happen in my life, this life. I can't wait for the next life. So these words are not for depression, that, oh, this is too far for me, forget it. This is a perception of XYZ. Someone can take this as a depressing word. And that's why Rupa Goswami Pad told, Utsa, Nishyat, Dharya. Utsa means enthusiasm. Nishyat means determination. And Dharya means patience. Oh, perfection is not happening. Forget it. 10 years chanting. Nothing is happening. Forget it. No. This Dharya, patience. Everything is been acknowledged by Bhagwan. Everything. Wait for the time to ripe. We can't imagine that, we can't expect that the mango can ripe in just overnight. It's going to be green and gradually going to transform into other color and then becomes fully ripe. It takes time. A mother pregnant 1 month, she can't just say, I want my child tomorrow. I want my child, okay, day after. Acha, 1 week, max 1 week. No. Patience. There's a process. There's a procedure. There's a process. Patience is so much required there. But that course of that patience doesn't mean we have to start feeling depressed about this. Patience. Patiently waiting for the Lord's mercy to manifest or reflect is going to happen one day. That's the promise of Krishna. Krishna gave this promise and he can't take his promise back. Swalpamasya dharmasya trayato mahato bhayat. Keep on putting your endeavors. There may be some failures and there can be some rise. Just keep on doing. Keep on doing. The important point is every day, just like we eat, we breathe, we drink, we can't survive without these 3 important aspects of our life. Drinking important, breathing important, and eating important. Similarly, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. Hearing from devotees, chanting every day, and remembering, waiting for the Lord's mercy to reflect. That patience is required. Chal. So, cutting short the story, otherwise, one chapter going to take 20 days. So, we already understood a concept here, but what shloka and verse and reference Sri Ramanand Rai gave to prove his point that surrendering one's actions to Lord is bhakti. And Mahaprabhu said this is external. So Sri Ramanand Rai, he took this verse from Bhagavad Gita. Yad karoshi, yad janashi, yad johosi, dadasi yat tapasi konteya, tad kurusa madarpanam. Bhagavad Gita 9.27. Shri Krishna says to Arjun, listen this. O son of Kunti, whatever activities you perform, whatever you eat, whatever you sacrifice and give in charity, and whatever austerities you perform should be done as an offering to me. All endeavors should be to please me alone. This is Karma Yoga. Now, this means offering whatever we eat, our sacrifice, charity, austerities, everything to me alone. I need 5 more minutes, please, to end up this chapter. Is that okay with everyone?
Yes.
No rush? Hungry?
No.
Hangry? Because then, if I'm not going to complete this, it remains, restlessness. And if tomorrow, then we're going, half of things get just passed out. It's a very important point. Very important. Why Mahaprabhu said this to be external? Whereas this is such an important stage. Krishna said, Arjun, whatever activities you perform, whatever you eat, whatever you sacrifice, charity, austerities, offer unto me alone. What can be more than this? Krishna, we are so demanding. What can be more than this? Is it enough to please you? And Mahaprabhu saying, this is external. What? Where are you leading us? What do you want from us? Okay, now listen. Beautiful point. Srila Vishnu Chakur Thakur comments that in this verse, Bhagavan suggests the practice of offering everything to Lord for those, again, Shri Bhagavan suggests the practice of offerings everything to the Lord for those who denounce devotion performed with personal interest, Sakam Bhakti. For those who are doing for personal interest, yet who are unable to abandon karma and jnana completely and who do not have the qualification to perform one-pointed devotion, Ananya Bhakti. This practice can hardly be called Shuddha Bhakti, as this name is awarded only to action that is performed according to injunctions of the scriptures as an offering to Bhagavan. Understand? Jad karoshi, jad rashi. Whatever you eat, whatever you offer, austerities, everything offer unto me. Who's doing this? To fulfill my own selfish desires, material desires. So this comes under the category of Sakam Bhakti. Means personal interest. And that's why Mahaprabhu rejected this idea. Where is the service of Bhagavan in this? There is no service of Bhagavan in this. Those unable to... when actions is performed according to injunctions of the scriptures, whole solely as an offering to Bhagavan, is called Ananya Bhakti, one-pointed devotion, without keeping anything for self. Those unable to understand the process of Ananya Bhajan, means one-pointed bhajan, are instructed to offer all their activities like eating and drinking to Bhagavan. This is for those who can't follow one-pointed devotion. This is like a substitute. You can't follow one-pointed devotion, means you can't do Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. You know, that's the like a base of all these different stages. You can't perform one-pointed devotion. Ananya Bhakti means one-pointed devotion, which is also known as Uttama Bhakti, pure Bhakti. So you can't do this, then do something else. At least do something. Yeah? So if you are unable to understand the process of one-pointed devotion, then you are instructed to offer your activities like eating and drinking, whatever so, to Bhagavan. In much the same way, the worship of universal form of Bhagavan is recommended for those unable to properly conceive of the established truth regarding the actual object of worship, Krishna. Those who can't believe that Krishna has a personal features, He's so loving, He's so beautiful, then Baba, what to do? Then imagine His universal form. The mountains, the trees, moon, sun is the eyes of Lord, the rivers is the veins of the Lord. At least do something. Yeah? At least something. So this is like a substitute, but it's not the primary thing. That's why Mahaprabhu took this external. Because you can't do Shravan, Kirtan, Smaran all the time. So at least offer your actions then. Eat, offer to Krishna. Drink, remembering Krishna. Offering your actions to Krishna. Mahaprabhu is not saying this is totally absurd. Mahaprabhu is not saying following Varnashram Dharma is totally absurd. No. This is a substitute, very small, insignificant things. But Mahaprabhu is taking us, or wants to take us, to something very high, which is called Uttama Shuddha Bhakti, one-pointed devotion. This is the difference. He's not allowing us to just get stuck with these simple formulas only. Whereas He's taking us, leading us to something very high. Yeah? So understood this point? Raman, understood this point? If you can't do Ananya Bhakti, one-pointed devotion, Shravan Kirtan Smaran, then at least do this. offer to me your food, actions to me, austerities to me, all these things. Substitute. Thus, the performer of the activity is still the recipient of the fruit of action, which is indicated by Atmanapad form of the word Kurushva, means to perform. Meaning, the verse makes no mention that this practice relates directly to Bhagwan. Not directly, it is indirectly serving to Bhagwan. Because by offering my things to Krishna, to Bhagwan, I will get benefited. How you are benefiting Bhagwan? In other words, how he is getting benefited with your services. For example, I want to eat pasta. Then I'm going to collect ingredients and cook pasta. And as a devotee family, we have taught by our parents, put tulasi and offer to Krishna. And then I'm honoring prasad. What is this? I am imposing my actions as bhakti. This is imposition. Because I want to eat pasta for my self-interest, not for Krishna interest. If I am looking for Krishna interest, oh, I heard in lecture, Krishna loves to have laddus. I heard in lecture, he's fighting with Madhumangal to get laddus. That means Krishna is very fond of this. Today, let me go market and buy ingredients and make laddus. I want to offer to Krishna. So what is the intent? Making laddus not for my interest, but making and offering laddu for Krishna interest. So simple. Krishna likes to eat pasta, and that's why I'm cooking pasta to offer to him. Of course, I'll get prashadam later on, but the first place, my intent is Krishna interest. So simple. So with my self-interest, it is my interest. This is a substitute. This is not called pleasing to Bhagavan. It's just offering my food or whatever so to Bhagavan. So this is a secondary, it's not primary. And that's why Mahaprabhu told, this is external. Ending up, the practice of ninefold process of devotional service, known as Navvida Bhakti, begins when the sadhak completely surrender himself to Bhagavan. We're coming to the same point. The 9 limbs of Bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, its results and known as Navvida Bhakti begins when sadhaka completely surrender himself to Bhagavan first and then following 9 limbs of Bhakti. Understand? So clear. But here, by contrast, the activity is performed first and then offered to Bhagavan. Understand my point? Understand or not? Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, whatever you eat, offer to me. Whatever austerities you take, offer to me. Whatever so, just offer to me. So, activity is performed first and then offered to Bhagavan. And that's why this is secondary. For this reason, this type of bhakti being discussed is not to be equated with bhakti yoga. This is not bhakti yoga. Because action is performed first and then be offered to Lord. Indeed, it is not even considered one of the limb of bhakti yoga. This type of action, yat karoshi jatanashi, is not even counted as any one limb of bhakti yoga. Because bhakti yoga is directly means Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasya, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedam. First offer yourself to Vishnu and then perform this bhakti. Then it will be in the frame of bhakti yoga. Otherwise, whatever I'm eating, offering, But my actions are my offering. This is very secondary, because my actions is on the first place and then offering in the second place. Whereas offering has to be in the first place, then it is called straight Bhakti Yoga. And for that reason, Prabhu kahe, eho bajye, aage kaho aar. Mahaprabhu said very external. Bhagwan is not pleased with this. Ramanand Rai said, Swadharma tyag e sadhya sav. Shri Ramanand Rai replied, to give up one's occupational duties in Varnashram Dharma is the essence of perfection. We are going to hear this tomorrow. Hence, we completed the other chapter. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay. Repeat after me. Govardhan Dhanam Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokul Usvam Ishanam Govindam Gopikam Priyam Govardhan Dharam Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokul Ussavam Ishanam Govindam Gopika Priyam Govardhan Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokul Ussavam Ishanam Govindam Gopika Priyam Shri Giriraj Sharan Ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ju Ki Jai, Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Shri Ramanand Rai Ki Jai, Saparikar Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Ji Ki, Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Ki, Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki, Shri Guru Maharaj Ki, समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की श्री पुरुषोत्तम मास की पुरुषोत्तम व्रत की व्रत पालनकारी भक्त वृंद की निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे एंड द लास्ट महाप्रसाद की हरे कृष्ण बेटा Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Thank you so much, dear host. Good clapping for them. Okay, Mahaprasad.